To reach the hunting area of Golden Bear Outfitting, Bob Foulkrod has to saddle up the old bush plane and make his way across Charlie Lake in northeast British Columbia.
It's not my first trip here. I've been here several times. I've taken a couple stone sheep, a mountain goat, elk, caribou, you know, and had a fantastic time. And that's why I'm back again.
Bob Foulkrod has hunted the last 4 years with us. And we've got to be really good friends with Bob, and we really enjoy him whenever he's in camp.
The hunting area of historic Golden Bear Outfitting, owned and operated by Greg and Faye Williams, encompasses more than 8,000 square miles of the Telegraph Creek-Stikine River area.
On this particular trip, first priority was we're going to hunt mountain goat, and then we're going after the moose.
Bob's guide today will be Golden Bear's Travis Lumberg.
He's always got a story to tell. Learning a lot from him too.
You know, we got packed up, we rode the horses up on top of the mountain. You know, here's a good tip for you. When you get on a horse and you leave camp, first thing you ask yourself, can you spend the night? Because there's a good possibility you might spend the night. You know, your horse may throw you, you may get up on the mountain and you may be chasing a goat and fog sets in, and for whatever reason you don't make it back. So the way you pack, ask yourself, can I spend the night? We tied the horses up and we had to walk through some bog, and got up on top and walked to the edge, and don't you know, right there was a billy goat, right off the bat. He's 450 right now. And we're scrambling. I mean, we're trying to get the cameras on and everything, and it didn't happen. We couldn't get him on in time. He just broke over the edge. That's just bad luck, that is. I thought maybe he'd cut down over, we catch him down in these trees. Ain't looking back to see whether we come or not. He's just walking now. We could see a couple of billies and some nannies over on the other side of the hill, so we went over there and we decided to ride around. And nothing happens quick up here. It takes us an hour, hour and a half to ride around that canyon. When you're crossing the water on a horse, don't look at the water. Focus on the land or in front of you, or look at the horse's head. A lot of people will look at the water and it actually makes them dizzy and they fall off. And this one's not too bad. This is just a little, I call it a little creek, a little stream, but I've seen some people fall off horses, and I'll tell you what, that makes it a very uncomfortable day for that hunter. Don't be one of those hunters. Focus on the land and don't look at the water.
Extreme shooting angles present unique challenges. But for Bob, this isn't his first sheep hunt. So he's put in the time to prepare at his ranch in Pennsylvania. This episode of Training Camp is brought to you by Otis Technology, the most advanced gun care systems in the world.
Here we are preparing, getting a new gun right out of the box, putting a scope on it, doing some bench time, up and downhill shooting. We're ready to go. Preparation is the key. Gonna put a target up here, got one down there. We're gonna get her sighted in. Fantastic group. Oh, I can live with that. There's my first shot right out of the gun. I dialed my scope and I thought I hit here, but I didn't. I was right there. I should have got the spotting scope out. And I dialed it back, there I was. You know what we got there? Even this out here, we got a dead animal right there.
This episode of Training Camp is brought to you by Otis Technology, the most advanced gun care systems in the world.
And we're like walking on eggshells, you know, just trying to find them. We walked back and forth, I bet it half to 3/4 an hour. Finally, we got him spotted. First thing I do is I take my rain gear off because we've been riding through the buckbrush and stuff like that. So we strip down into our long johns. Now I look like a ninja man running around in my black underwear, but it was quiet. Times like this right here, what you should be doing is you should be thinking about the shot. We got a very severe angle. So he's like probably 175 yards. I'm going to shoot him for 100, something like that. You wouldn't think this coat hunter or sheep hunter's afraid of heights, but I am. I don't mind telling you. I'm a little nervous. And his head was right in the way. I didn't want to shoot him in the head. And all of a sudden I see him turn his head to the left. I turn around at Joe and I says, the next time he turns his head around to the left, I says, I'm going to pop him. And so I'm really playing, really working, trying to get it right. And I get tired being in that position and I let the gun back down. All of a sudden he swings his head to the left. If I come back up, I look at the full scope and squeeze the trigger. I mean, it smacked him.
Mountain goat.
Mountain goat, cave mountain goat.
And I'm in about as bad a position as this little Pennsylvania boy wants to be right now.
Now can I get down to him? Looking over on the other side, looking back, this is an impossible feat for Bob Foulkrod from Pennsylvania to get down over there. You know, and I hear him talking to camps about some other folks that had been there, and the guide went down, and they didn't even get a picture of their own goat. I said, I'm going down. If it's at all possible, I'm going down. There was one spot that I had to jump down over because there was nothing there to get a hold of. He's got to be here someplace, and we got over there where it hit him. He had done a tumble and when he ran around the corner, and he got on into that buckbrush nasty stuff. He give us the old run for our money, I can tell you that. Good job, man. It'll be a hard place to take some pictures, but we're going to take some pictures in this.
Moose next.
Moose, yeah. Definitely been working in here. You can't smell it with your camera, but I can smell it. We actually seen a moose over next to the beaver dam, so we decided to kind of get over there and sit on top of that beaver dam and see if we could call a bull out of there. It didn't happen, so we got back on the horses and we rode down to the next lake. But basically, we didn't get a moose. And we came back to camp, and you know, like the stories are wild. And
this is Stanley. He reads me a story every night before I go to bed. And the grizzly bear.
The grizzly bear.
Grizzly bear man. And you know how sometimes you just glass and you think there's a hole in the ground that just sucks everything up?
That's what you thought it happened.
It did. We watched that goat walk up the hill and go in a cave.
Okay.
First time I ever seen it.
Nice meal, nice campfire, nice being in that cabin.
I gained 5 pounds just from all the stones I sucked up my buttocks just getting there.
Next day, and we get up, and don't you know, the weather had changed. It had snowed in the middle of the night, and the ground was white, and it was blizzard conditions. But we decided, hey, we got good equipment, we got good clothing today. There's no sense of being setting in camp. You can't kill a moose if you're setting in camp. So we rode out, knowing the chances may be slim. Our visibility is marginal, and we get up on some high spots, but you can't see very far. So we decided we're going to ride horses, and we're going to bump these little valleys and gullies and look in these holes. And we got over next to the mountain where it breaks off. We was going to ride down and kind of look down in there. And boom, geez, there's a moose. Oh. We start calling, there was 3 cows and a bull. I don't think we got the camera out in time to get the bull, but we had the cows. And, oh. We had a good encounter. We saw a moose. It just happened so quick that I couldn't even have shot the moose. But we did see something. That was exciting.
Time's running out on Bob Foulkrod's Northeast British Columbia adventure, with moose still to go.
But it looked like it was going to clear a little bit, so we rode up to an advantage point, and we stayed there, and you could see a long ways away, and we glassed and glassed and glassed, but nothing was moving, We figured wind started blowing, it kind of snowing again, so we built a fire and we got ourselves warmed up. And
I found something that the buckbrush would be good for. Toasting my sandwich.
Toasted some sandwiches and told some stories, and it reminds me of my ex-wife. She used to burn everything.
Hunting moose up in BC. About 6 more hours to hunt moose.
Winchester's E-tip shoots clean, in the barrel and out. Its lead-free copper alloy helps prevent fouling, while the polycarbonate tip and boat tail design ensures downrange accuracy. And on the target, the E2 expansion cavity gives the controlled mushrooming needed for fast, certain kills.
We decided since we couldn't see, we was going to start bumping again. We was going to ride the horses, and we was going to look in all these little valleys and cuts and holes in the ground where a moose might lay up and get out of the weather. We probably rode for 1/2 to 3/4 an hour again, and boom, there's a bull, there's a bull. It was a bull, the actual track that we was on. Get to that tree, I'd get a rest right there. Still there, I got him. Turn the scope up. Well, we're standing my rangefinder. Yeah, we got him. Wait. Here we go. God, I missed him. Oh, jeez. Give it a little bit more. Settle down, settle down. Okay, one more circle. There we go. Ha ha ha! Poleaxed him. Down he went. Boom, and there's our moose. And I'll tell you what, of all the moose shot in the camp this week, that's the smallest one, but I got probably the best story of them all. Boy, he's got real long points on him, doesn't he? that one got broke off. Well, we came to make memories with the Model 70, and she definitely made some memories today. All of a sudden that fog lifted, and it was like the Lord answered my prayers. Right there he is. And I was looking for a moose to take back home for my grandson, Dylan. Of course, you always dream of these 60-inch moose. Well, I didn't get a 60-inch one, but this one's perfect. It's gonna fit his bedroom. And just like this Model 70, when Dad got it for me, he's gonna look up there and dream about that moose. He's gonna read the stories. He's gonna watch the TV show at home. And someday, if everything happens, I'll bring him to BC on his moose hunt. And hopefully, he'll use this same Model 70. And that's what memories are made of right there.